Come to the center of your mat in a child's pose, feet together. Knees can be apart or together. Hands extended out in front of you. Elbows off the ground. Forehead onto a block or onto the ground. Attempting to straighten out your back as much as possible. Flattening out the top of your back. Keeping your hips to your heels. Making sure they don't come off of your heels. And just hold here for a moment. Today's class we're going to do a lot of stretching and repeated stretching. You can walk your hands to the left side of your mat, one hand over the other, stretching out one side, and then walk the hands to the other side of the mat, stretching out your left side. Let's come back to the center, arms out in front of you. And take in a few really deep breaths. You could bring your palms up to your fingertips.
Vinyasa echoes from the distant future. Dormant seeds of tomorrow's harvest. Dip your cracked hands into the trembling heavens. Bless your tired bones with summer.
Slowly come to a seated. You can roll out your shoulders here, roll out your head to the left in a circle. Keep rolling your head. Really stretching out that neck that gets ignored. And turn to the other side. Keep turning your head. Tilt your head to the right, grabbing your head with your right hand. Your opposite hand is straight and pushing towards the ground. So you can push your shoulders up and then down to the ground, stretching out the sides of the neck. Let's do the other side. Tilt the head to the left. Grab your head with your left hand and push down with your right hand towards the floor. Clasp your hands behind your back. Look up and roll forward. You can lift your hands off of your lower back towards the sky. And come back up to a seated. Bring your right arm across your chest and look towards the right. And now bring your left arm across your chest and look to the left. Bring your left arm behind your back. You can use your right hand for support. And release, switch sides. Bring your right hand behind your back and release. Let's press down your wrists with one hand, just flexing the front of your wrist and then the back of your wrist. Switch hands, flexing the front of your wrist and now the back of your wrist. Roll out the wrists in a circle. I'm going to roll out our hips here so you can grab onto your hips or grab onto your knees. You can sway from side to side, or you can move into a full circle. Let's come onto all fours, hips above the knees, shoulders above the hands. Push up off the ground for cow. Pushing through the top of your back, and press down for cat. Push up for cow and down for cat. Up for cow through the top of the back and through the lower back for cat. You can do some lion's breath here. Stretch your left leg out behind you and your right hand extended out, bringing your elbow to your knee, so extend out straight. And then bend in, extend out straight, bend in, extend out straight, and bend in, extend out straight, and hold. Bring that leg back down, extend out your right knee, your right leg behind you, your left elbow to your right knee. Extend and bend, extend and bend, extend and bend. And bring both legs down, both hands down, come into a down dog. Just really pushing through the ground here, pushing your pelvis and your back to the sky. You can bend one knee, bend the other. You can roll your head out. Come onto your tippy toes. You can press down on the tops of your feet. Just continue to press through the ground. You can shake your head yes, no. Let's come to a plank with one leg off in chaturanga. Up dog and down dog. Come up on your tippy toes, bend the knees, jump, step, or hop forward, flat back, fold forward, hands behind the shins, roll up, look up, hands in prayer, and fold back down to the ground. Step back into plank, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. We're going to keep doing that 4 more times. So bend the knees, jump, step, hop, flat back, fold forward, look up, fly up, palms to chest, and back down to the ground. Step back or jump into plank, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Great job. So bend the knees, jump, step, hop, forward, flat back, fold forward, fly up, look up, palms to chest, roll back down, hands to the ground, jump or step back into plank, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. A few more times. Bend the knees, jump, step, hop, forward, flat back, fold forward, grabbing the backs of the shins, roll up, look up, hands in the air, palms to your chest, and then back down to the ground, step or jump back, chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Bend the knees. Take your left leg to the sky, bend and extend a few times. Kick the wall behind you. Just hold here for a moment in one-legged dog. You can roll out your knee. Just warming up the hip. Kick the wall behind you again with your feet flexed. Bring your knee in to your left shoulder. Back straight, knee in center, look up. Leg back to the sky. Knee to right elbow, back to the sky. Switch sides, right leg to the sky. Bend and extend the leg a few times. You can roll out that hip. Kick the wall behind you with a flexed foot. Right knee to right elbow and back to the sky. Knee to center, look up, back to the sky. Knee to left elbow. And let's come down to a child's pose. That was just our warm-up. We're going to continue some more standing poses and then moving on to lots of stretches and then some handstands. So let's come back to down dog, lift the left leg to the sky, left knee in, and let's come into a low lunge with your right knee on the ground, arms directly above your head. You can hook your thumbs and then back, bring your arms back down, bend and extend that left leg. Just bending and extending. Bring that right knee off the ground, arms to the sky, balance in a lunge here or in a crescent. You can hook your thumbs and bring both hands back down to the ground. Launch forward into Warrior 3 with your right hand to the sky, left hand to the ground. Right leg is at a 90-degree angle. You can grab the back of that right foot with a slight back bend here. Release that leg. We're going to do some kicks here. So standing near splits, lift and lower that right leg. You can bend and extend both knees at the same time. Continue to bend and extend. Just keep kicking a few more times. And lift the leg up and pulse. Bring that foot to the back of your mat. And come into a Warrior 2 with your left knee at a 90-degree angle. Right foot is facing the back of your mat. We're going to come into a side angle pose with your right hand directly over your head at an angle. And just hold into side angle pose. Straighten out that front leg and come into Trikonasana. Right hand to the sky. Bring the right hand behind you for a deeper shoulder stretch. Bend that left knee one more time. Coming into a lunge. Just hold it in that lunge for a moment. Your back heel is off the ground. Your foot is facing forward. Place that back foot to the side of the mat again, and let's come into a forward fold in the center of your mat. It's a wide-legged center fold. You can grab onto your elbows or use your hands to attempt to push your head towards the mat. Swim over to the back of your mat with your right knee in a lunge. The left heel is off the ground. Just sit here in your lunge for a moment. Bring down that left knee to the ground, arms to the sky. Hook your thumbs, attempting to straighten out your back. And bend it and extend that right leg. That back knee off the ground. Heel is off the ground for Warrior 1. You can hook your thumbs and attempt to straighten out your back, stretching out the back of your front thigh. Bring both arms to the ground, launch forward into Warrior 3 on that right leg. Left leg is in the sky at a 90-degree angle. Left arm is in the air. You can grab the back of your foot, the back of your left foot. You could squeeze your foot to take the attention off of your right leg. Release the foot and we're going to do some leg kicks here. So bend and extend both legs, bringing the left leg to the ground and then back up to the air. Just keep kicking for 10. Pulse up in the sky a few times and bring that leg to the back of the mat and stand into Warrior 2 on your right leg. So right leg is bent, 90-degree angle, lean forward, come into Trikonasana, straighten out that front leg. And bring your hand behind your back. Let's lunge forward onto that right leg and come into a dancers with your left leg to the sky. And switch sides, dancers on the right, using your left arm out in front of you for balance. And stand in mountain pose. So palms are at your side, pressing down onto your shoulders, feet are together, just standing in a very strong mountain pose. Okay, let's turn around. You can grab a strap for support here. We're going to come back to facing the front of our mats again. Legs are extended out in front of us, feet are flexed. Bring your arms up to the sky and fold forward. Really folding at the hips here, straightening out your back and bending the elbows to try to get a deeper stretch here. You can use the straps to try to get closer without having to round out your back. So keep the focus at your hips for these folds. You can also take a block and place it in front of your feet, grabbing onto the sides of the block. So not grabbing onto your feet, grabbing onto the block for a much deeper stretch.
Double tap in my heartbeat. When I post up, never used to be such a poser. Naomi Jordan, I'm close enough. Yeah. Do I really need you to think of life?
Release the block off to the side. Let's come onto our backs. Bring your right knee to your chest. You can roll out that right knee a few times. Extend that leg up to the sky, pushing onto the back of your shin. You can use a strap here and wrap it around the center of your foot, helping to pull your foot closer to your head. You can bend both elbows for a deeper stretch. Bring that leg all the way to the right side of your body. And release the strap, release the leg. And we're going to do that on the other side, so left knee to chest. Just warming up that left hip, just rolling it around in a circle a few times. Bring that strap around the center of your foot and pull onto a strap for the back of your calf or your ankle. Bring that leg over to the side, continuing to hold onto the strap for support. Bend the knee and release. Let's come into a butterfly, so toes together, knees apart. And take in some really deep breaths into that lower belly. Bring both knees to your chest. You can open and close your knees here, just moving both knees apart and together. Let's come onto all fours and find your way into down dog. Lifting that left leg to the sky, bringing your left knee in. And finding your way into Warrior Two with your left knee bent, clasp your hands behind you and fold forward into Humble Warrior. Head should come to the right of your left knee. Bring that left hand to the ground, right hand at a diagonal over your head, into side plank, or in a side angle pose. Stand up and bring your arms into Warrior Two, looking forward. And let's hold Warrior Two for just a moment. You can straighten out both legs, bring your toes to the side of your mat, clasp your hands behind your back and fold forward.
Send my mind out to the sea and send my body down the river. Feed my sins to 1,000 winds. Did they watch me as I shiver? Evanescent echoes from the distant future. Dormant seeds of
Release the hands and let's walk our hands over to the backs of our mat, bringing your feet into Warrior Two with the right knee bent. Arms in Warrior Two looking forward. The side of your left foot should be parallel to the back of your mat. Front toes are pointed forward. You can lean back into Reverse Warrior. Back into Warrior Two, lean forward and come into side angle, straighten out that right leg and come into Trikonasana. Bringing that left hand behind your back. Release both hands, coming back into Warrior Two. Let's bring both feet facing the sides of your mat, clasp the hands behind your head, and let's do that center fold again. So wide-legged center fold. It's really important to always repeat stretches. You could bring both hands to the ground or a block underneath your head. You can use your hands should be in line with the front of your feet. Your elbows should be bent, and really using your core and your arms to attempt to get you closer to the ground. Remove the block, push up with your hands. Let's bring both knees to the ground. We're going to come into puppy, so extend the hands out in front of you, hips to the sky. Attempt to get the front of your chin to the ground, looking forward. And slowly roll back, sitting onto those heels, rolling that head around. Roll the head in the other direction. Just taking moments to nurture yourself. Let's come back to the front of the mat. Extend your legs out and your arms into down dog. Really pushing through the ground. Let's bring your heels together, toes apart, while remaining in down dog. This allows for a deeper stretch in the hips. And we're going to reverse that. So toes together, heels apart. And this one's a tough one. So just be really careful on those hips. If you feel any pain, just come out of it. Roll forward into plank with feet together. And then let's roll back into that down dog with feet together. We're going to do dolphin here, so bring your forearms to the ground. Your fingers are intertwined. For support, you can walk your feet closer to the front of your body. You can attempt to lift one leg and then the other, just really using your forearms for support and making sure your hands are around the back of your head. You could bend the knees. sit onto your heels for a moment. If you are not an advanced yogi, please do not bring both feet to the sky. Just continue to practice with one leg at a time, or make sure that you have a wall behind you. So let's do that again. Hands clasped together around the back of your head, forearms on the ground, into dolphin. So attempt to keep your feet together and walk them as close to the front of your body as possible, lifting one leg off the ground and then the other. Your back should be in line with your neck. And release, just sitting back down onto those heels. Let's swing your legs back around and in front of you. Arms to the sky. We're going to take that forward fold again. So take that strap around the front of your feet. Bend the elbows, keeping your back straight and really bending forward. And hopefully this time you can find a deeper stretch, since this is about the second or third time we've done this now. Just grabbing the sides of the feet. You could grab that block again. Place it in front of your feet and grabbing the sides of the block. The block to the side. Make sure you grab your strap here, bring your right knee to your chest. We're going to do some leg stretches again. So hopefully this time these stretches will be even deeper. Extend that right leg to the sky, just grabbing the back of your calf, using a strap to wrap around the center of your foot. Bending the elbow and attempting to get your leg closer to your face. You can move that leg over to the side, extending your left arm out to the side in a T for balance. Release the strap. And switch sides. Bring that strap around that left foot. Extend the foot up to the sky. Bring that left foot to the side of your body. Your right arm is extended out straight to a T for balance. And release the strap. Let's come back up into sitting. Let's sit up on the side of your mat and straddle. So like I said in the beginning, lots of stretching, just repeated stretching to ensure you find improvement. So you can place a block underneath your forehead, arms extended out in front of you. important to sit in these stretches, especially for trauma. Just finding those thoughts that come up, especially anything that has to do with the hips. We carry a lot of trauma in our hips. So just sitting and allowing the thoughts to come up so that you can release them. Just trying to find the things that you're holding on to, whatever they may be, just let them go. They say flexibility is in the mind. So let's swing that left arm over your head towards your left foot. You can grab on to your toe for support. Both arms to the sky. Let's face the left leg. Bring both hands around your left foot and attempt to bring your face to your knee. Walk the hands back to center and extend it out in front of you. And let's swing your left arm over to the right side of your body. You can face your right leg. Let's come back to center again, just trying to find a deeper stretch every time. You could bring your feet together, knees apart. If you have one side that's tougher than the other, like I do, just try to focus on that side. We're going to do some headstands here, so go ahead and move your mat as I am here. Bring the short end of your mat against the wall. Advanced yogis can attempt to do this in the center of the room, but only if they have done it before. Otherwise, I highly recommend keeping a wall behind you. You're going to make sure that all your fingers are intertwined, especially your thumbs. And you're going to use your hands cupped behind the back of your head for support. You're going to kick one leg up and then the other, just using your forearms for support. So the majority of your weight should be on your forearms and not on your head. And we're going to relax here for about a minute. So headstands are actually really great for relaxation because the blood will rush from the feet to the rest of the body, and it gives a moment for your legs and your feet to fully relax. Slowly bring down one leg and then the other. Let's come to resting on our heels for a moment. And now we're going to play with handstand. So keep the hands shoulder distance apart, close to the wall. You can play with kicking up first, like I am here. So bend one knee while you kick with the other until you're able to balance on both hands evenly with your feet resting on the wall behind you. You can look back at the wall or look forward towards your feet. And we're going to attempt to balance here for about a minute, making sure that your elbows are straight. Release one leg and then the other. Go ahead and bring your mat back to where it was. Go ahead, just take a moment for a moment as I am here. And come facing the way we began, towards the front of the mat, laying on your back. We're going to do some scissor kicks here. So your arms can be out at a T. You're going to crisscross your legs one over the other while you walk them up and down for a count of 5. So 5, walk down. Hold for 5 at the bottom and then walk it back up. Crisscross for 5, walk it back down, and hold everything off the ground. Feet and hands are off the ground, holding. Bring your knees in and feet back onto the ground. We're going to do some hip push-ups here. So just push your hips up to the sky. Your shoulders should be underneath your back. Your knees should be in line with your ankles, and you shouldn't be pushing up in too much of a back bend, just keeping your hips in line with your thighs. So you can squeeze one hip and then the other for a count of 5. And then you can rotate in a circle while hips are in the air. And switch the rotation to the other side. And then squeeze both at the top. And release. We're going to do some crunches here. So crunch for 5, 3, 2, 1. Lift that right knee in the sky. 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend that right leg straight into the air and reach towards that right leg. And back down. Just bending your knee. Keep crunching. Foot to the floor. Crunch center. Left knee at a 90-degree angle. Keep crunching. Left leg straight in the air. Crunch towards that left leg. Keep crunching. Bend the knee. Keep crunching. Left foot on the ground. Keep crunching. Lots of crunches here. Let's move in a circle. Just take your head and move it up in a circle. Just crunch center. And rotate that circle. Keep going. And both knees in, hands off the ground in front of you, and hold. And release. Both legs out, extended out straight, and your arms above your head, just stretching out your tummy. We're going to do a few supported bridges here and then a wheel. So let's lay on our backs. You can lift your hips off the ground, bring a block above your tailbone at the lowest point of your lower back. Knees are bent, knees are in line with your ankles. Your shoulder blades are tucked in underneath your back. Your chin is towards your chest. And just surrender onto that block. You can lift one leg to the sky, lift the other, and then both with feet flexed. Your focus here should actually be on your upper back so that the block can do its work. So attempting to get that upper back onto the ground will help the block push your hips up into the sky. And just hold here for a moment. Release the legs, release the block. Knock the knees in, toes out. After any inversion like this, you should always knock your knees in to release that lower block or your lower back. One more time, lift the hips. You can use your toes for support, bringing that block underneath, above your tailbone, right under your lower back. Shoulder blades are tucked inwards into your back. Knees to your, chin to your chest. And your knees are directly above your ankles. Continuing to center yourself onto that block, surrender yourself. You can lift one leg, and then the other, and then both legs with your feet flexed. Again, really letting that block do the work here. So focus your attention onto your upper back, making sure your upper back is on the ground, as flat as possible. This is going to help you to realign yourself. Release your legs, release the block, knock your knees in, toes out, and just rest here for a moment. This time bring your toes in and your knees out. We're going to go for a wheel here. So push off with your hands, look behind you, really pushing through the top of your chest, making sure your toes are in. If you feel any pressure or pain onto that lower back, immediately release back to the ground. Or if this is too advanced, continue to use the block and sit in supported bridge, or you can sit in a child's pose. Here for 40 seconds. This is actually a heart opener, so let's come back to the ground. One vertebrae at a time, knock the knees in, toes out. Do that one more time. So your hands come by your ears, pointing towards the front of your mat. Your toes should be in, and push off with your hands and your arms. Elbows nose should be straight, pushing through the top of your chest. Your knees can be bent. And holding here for about 40 seconds. Slowly release and roll down to the ground one vertebrae at a time. Knock the knees in, toes out, and take in some really deep breaths here. You can roll out the wrists, just get any soreness out. Bring the knees into the chest, you can roll up, and we're going to come into a side straddle again. Let's come towards that right leg, so left arm over your head towards your right foot. Bring your head to a block, arms extended out in front of you. Just attempting to get even deeper. Reach your right hand towards your left foot for a side stretch. Side of your feet, both hands to the sky, both hands around that foot for a forward fold on that side leg. And release. Let's come to center, arms out in front of you. The block. Let's walk your hands forward and roll into your center middle splits. You don't have to come very low here. As you can see, my hips are pretty high off the ground. My toes are pointed outwards. You can continue to roll forward into a frog, so knees are open, toes together. Let's release the feet. Let's come to the center of your mat. Toes together, knees apart for butterfly. Lean forward. Release the feet. Let's come onto all fours. Down dog for just a moment. Left leg to the sky and bring it in for pigeon. So the front of your left leg is at a 90-degree angle. You can use a block for support. We're going to be here for about 2 minutes. Breathing into that left hip. Attempting to keep both hips square. And releasing all of those thoughts. to be transmuted. Just release any traumas that are sitting in that hip. Push up with your hands. Push back into down dog. Lift the right leg to the sky, bend the right knee into a 90-degree angle. Come into pigeon. Use a block for support. And just sit into that right hip. The front of your right foot should be facing the front of your mat. We're going to be here for about 2 minutes. Sometimes these stretches are the best parts of yoga. Being able to be comfortable with being uncomfortable is one of the main teachings of yoga. So it's not about getting into the coolest postures all the time. You can roll your head from side to side onto that block. Taking deep breaths into that right hip, just releasing those thoughts. Just sending gratitude to anything that comes up and releasing it, letting go. Let's release the block now. Push off with your hands. Let's come back into down dog for just a moment. Bend the knees, swing your feet around. Let's come to our backs and extend your feet out in front of you for a forward fold. Let's lay on your back, knees together and apart. Just rolling out both those hips. So bringing the knees together and then apart in a circle. Grab the backs of your heels in opposition with the ground. Just push those heels down onto the ground. You can straighten out one leg, straighten out both legs. Give yourself a really big hug here, bringing both knees to your forehead, taking in a deep breath. Fully release into Shavasana. Your feet should be outside of your mat, your hands outside of your mat, palms facing up. Your shoulders should be slightly tucked under your back. Your back should be as flat on the ground as possible. Just fully surrender, let go. We have a good 5 minutes in Shavasana here. Let go of the crown. Let go of the forehead. Let go of the eyebrows. Let go of the eyes. Let go of the cheeks. Let go of the lips. Release the tongue from the top of your mouth. Let go of your chin. Let go of your throat. Let go of your shoulders and your chest. And your abdomen, let go of your fingers and your forearms, let go of your pelvis and your back, let go of your thighs, let go of your knees, let go of your shins and your calves, let go of the top of your feet, let go of the bottom of your feet, let go of your toes. We did some inversions today, which are really great for the physical body as well as psychological. Inversions help to bring many systems in the body into harmonious equilibrium. balancing out the physical and the energetic. Inversions reverse the action of gravity on the body inside and out. Helps to detoxify the organs. Through inversions, we may experience a kind of regression and rebirth, physically elevating our hearts above our heads, stimulates intuition, which is situated in the heart. Headstand also stimulates your crown chakra, which is associated to God, or whatever you want to call him or her, whatever you associate that relationship with. If your mind wanders, just bring it back.
Reflect the distant past and trace the way she carried her.
Bring both feet together, arms above your head. Let go of the fingers and toes. Just coming back to earth, coming back to reality. Bring your knees in, come to laying on your side. You can lay your head on one arm and just relax here in this sacred cradling pose. This is the pose that we came into this earth in. A very nurturing and healing pose.
Dormant seeds of tomorrow's harvest. Dip our cracked hands into the
Continue to send those thoughts back to the ground.
bless our tired bones with its sunlight.
Feel in your heart. So push off with one arm, your head should come last. You can cross your legs, come up to a seated pose. Your right hand over your heart, your left hand over your belly. And just taking some really deep breaths here. Since we did those inversions, you can pay close attention to your chakra, your crown chakra at the top of your head. You can align even straighter. And just listen to what's there, what messages are there for you. If any thoughts continue to come up, Just let them go. Send them gratitude and love. You can set your intention for the day. Bring both palms to your chest. Bow your head. We are all the same. Bring it to your forehead and bow forward.